This property right here sold for $250,000 over their asking price and with over 85 offers on their offer night. Does that mean the market's on fire or real estate prices going to the moon? Are we back to crazy bidding wars? Well, not so much, but we're going to talk about all of that in this week's real estate video. My name is Gabriele Battista from Homes into Reality. I'm a Toronto real estate agent helping first-time buyers getting into the Toronto real estate market. If you are a first-time buyer, join the 75 and counting subscribers. Like, comment, subscribe, and join us for more first-time buyer Toronto real estate content. If you are a first-time buyer and you want to get in touch, you have my phone number, my email, and a link to book a call with me, all in the description. You're happy to reach out and talk about your first-time buying goals. So to give you some background, we had a property listed, a semi-detached property listed in Mississauga, and I feel kind of sorry for these new buyers because their home is being talked about a lot online and in the news. But this property ended up holding an offer date where they listed the property a little bit lower, and ended up receiving 85 offers on their offer night. An offer date is a strategy where people will hold back offers and they'll wait a week, let's say, for example, to get all the offers come in, and they'll choose all the offers all at once. So usually the properties are listed a little bit lower with the intention to drive a competition, and then the seller will pick their best offer. However, what was not anticipated by many was this property ended up getting 85 offers, I think even more than 85 offers on their offer night, and sold firm on their offer date for $999,999. That quick story tells us a couple things. Number one, there were 85 people who are willing to put an offer on this property to purchase the property. Although they had a very low list price, and we'll talk about how low in a little bit, but a very low list price of about $749,000, which is significantly lower. But they had 85 interested parties, 85 people who are willing to put their money where their mouth is at their price to buy the property there. So that is a significant amount of people. If we compare it to some other offer dates, at most in really, really busy markets, you would see, a big number would be 20. A big number would be 30 offers. Would you ever really get the 50 plus offers? You really wouldn't. You really wouldn't see that. And that was when interest rates were much lower. So I want to look at both sides of this story and then come up with my opinion at the end. But if you look on one side of it, there was 85 plus people who are willing to put the money where their mouth is, as I mentioned before, and at least around that list price of $750,000. That gives me some confidence that maybe if we want to come up with a real estate floor, it's pretty confident to say that properties are probably in semi-detached in Mississauga, more specifically, are probably not going to drop to the $750,000 price levels. We're not going to see significant drops in values where that price point is going to be attainable because, as you can tell, 85 plus people were interested at that price point in this property. So maybe at that point, we've come up with a real estate floor, let's just say. I will say the floor is much lower than where property prices actually ended up, but a real estate floor is what we found. If you want to look at how low this list price of $749,000 really was, we can go all the way back to when they originally bought this property. The current sellers, they originally bought the property in 2017 for $735,000. So with the price point they bought in 2017, they listed their property at essentially that same value, $749,000. So a little bit more, but the spread between what it was worth in 2017 to where it was now is pretty significant. So, you can justify that why 85 offers on the property. People thought they were getting discounts of up to 2017 prices, which is pretty significant. So it shows how low they really had to go to get this interest. Now, some may also argue that this property, although there were 85 offers on the property, hey, Gabe, most people in this property were probably not bidding the ending asking price. Only one person bid at that price point. There were people who were bidding the 700s, maybe even the 600s, in the 800s, probably a ton of people in the 800s. Most people were not bidding on what the market value is, and they're going to eventually buy a different property. Well, my argument to that is, although there is that interest, they're probably not interested in what the market value is currently telling us right now. So they're looking at property prices in the 700s, the 800s, maybe the low 900s for a property value like this. This is very much an entry-level property that may deceive a lot of buyers. So you may not, I wouldn't look at this as there's so many people interested in the Toronto real estate market, at these price points. Since the average property is likely not being priced at $749,000, you're going to see most properties listed around that $1 million mark, which is what most sellers are expecting to look at. So I would say 80+% of those buyers who are putting offers on these properties are not going to offer on other homes because they cannot afford those other homes. The other properties are listed in the 900s, in the $1 million range. So let's say that all these buyers who offers in the 700s, 800s, they cannot qualify or they cannot afford at that market price standpoint. So what was market value of this property? I did a very quick search to get a sense of what was going on in the market. And, when they ended up listing at just under $1 million, if you look at what was happening in 2023 and 2024, it looks like over here that we had a lot of properties selling in the 900s, some of them in above $1 million, a couple of them in the 800,000s. But this property probably ended up selling about where it was in the market. I don't think this property price got more offers than it was actually worth, just based off of many comparables of them selling in the 900s and in the low $1 million. What's also interesting about that is maybe the level of interest in this property. Although there were 85 offers on the table, the motivation of these buyers probably wasn't strong enough, just because the one person who actually ended up getting their offer accepted was a dollar under $1 million. So they were still the winner of all these 85 offers. They were still handcuffed to the point where they did not want to go over $1 million because their down payments would then increase to 20%. So they were still not in the financial position to go over $1 million, even with 85 offers on their property. So to answer the question, is the market really on fire? I would tell you, no, the fact that 85 real estate agents took time out of the day and with their clients, 85 people thought they were going to win, a real estate offer. I would tell you there's a crazy amount of interest out there, but I think it's not real interest because a lot of these people were not able to purchase at the level that is considered market value. So I would tell you the market probably isn't on fire. If this property got significantly over what the market value of past comparables were, I'd tell you, yeah, they did a very good job, but just it feels a little bit underwhelming with the price point got considering the big number of 85 offers. I think this is a lesson to talk to first-time buyers. And the idea with this channel and with the brand of Homes into Reality is to really help first-time buyers getting into the real estate market. And this is a really good lesson. The reason why I made this video is a lot of times in the Toronto real estate market, you'll get into bidding wars. And I get into bidding wars with my clients all the time. But what I would always tell you is never make a foolish decision on what price point we want to go in at just based on the number of offers. The number of your price point should never go higher based off the number of offers that are on the table. You should go in what you think market value is, what you feel comfortable with that property is. You shouldn't throw in an extra $50,000 because there's extra 50 more offers. It just doesn't make financial sense. And this case study is a great example of, how to play your cards right. Pay what the property is worth in your eyes and don't pay a penny more. I believe what's going to happen with time as we get to February, March, and probably a little bit of April is we're going to see a return of more offer dates. I'm actually already seeing in new listings coming on the market right now. We're probably going to see more listings have offer date situations coming on them. So I wouldn't be shocked as a buyer to deal with more of those situations. But again, don't use that into your decision making on what the price point is really worth to you. This strategy on the agent end probably is showing that more agents may use it and it may be an effective way to get market value. But I would probably advise that a lot of agents who put in those offers a couple of days ago out of the 85, a lot of them probably don't have enough experience to realize offer situations, offer dates, the amount of offers, what those mean, what market value is. So I think as more properties come in the market, we're going to see a lot of these games come up and we may hear more stories about 90 plus offers coming onto properties. Now, is it possible that prices come up as we approach the spring? I think it definitely is possible, but I think we're going to see more situations like this where prices will be a little bit underwhelming for many sellers as we go along. And congrats to the buyer who bought this beautiful home because I'm looking through the pictures and they look great. But I would feel pretty confident in saying that as we go along the spring rush of many homes coming onto the market, we're going to see more inventory come to the market. And we're going to see a decent amount of buyers fighting over the inventory, which in my opinion will probably end up with a pretty stable real estate market where prices maybe go up a little bit, but they probably will be stable going into the spring months. A great graph from the only Rob Marsiglio, friend of the channel, friend of myself. I think he'd call me a friend. But if you see, he had a graph that had the frequency of offer nights in the GTA. You'll notice that every beginning of the year, those red dotted lines, there's always an uptick on offer nights during that time period. Other than, let's say, 2018, 2017, where it was a much slower market, there tends to be some sort of uptick in offer nights as we approach January. So I'm not surprised that we probably will see more offer nights in the future. The interesting thing with this strategy, I know I'm going back and forth a bunch of times, is, does it make sense for agents to use this strategy? You know what, if you get 85 offers on your property, you're probably doing something right. Good marketing and such. You may not get a significantly in this market higher price than what market value is, but they clearly got the property off the market in 7 days as quick as possible for a good asking or a good selling price in the end, about around where comparables are. So although you may consider maybe unethical or a little bit crazy, they definitely got enough interest in this property to get it off the market at a decent market value price in quick order. This has become essentially a little bit of a rambling episode, but essentially that's the way I kind of want to go about it. I want to give you my unfiltered thoughts on how the real estate market's reacting and how first-time buyers should be looking at the market. If you are a first-time buyer in the Toronto real estate market and you want me to be rambling to you directly, you're free to reach out in the description. You have a link to book a call with me, my phone number, and my email. They're all there. They're all accessible to you, and I'm happy to help with your first-time buying goals. My goal is to give you honest and educational advice that gets you to where you want to go and do so successfully. If you found value in this video, please subscribe, please like, please comment what you want to see more of. And if a first-time buyer in Toronto is what you want to do, reach out. We'll get you started as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.